Standing by.
Hello, and hopefully we're live. Okay, I had a bit of technical difficulties there. It's been a while since I've done a live stream, so hopefully everyone's still with me, if there was anyone even with me. So I'll just wait until we get some people in the chat. It's been a while since I've done this, so bear with me. Let's make sure everything's up and running. Make sure the audio's okay. I have been playing around with my audio a bit. Let me know if it's too loud. Let me know if you can hear fans. Hello, welcome. We have 2 people in here so far, so that's good. We're at least we're live now. So yeah, let me know what the audio's like. Does it sound okay? Both audio and video all good. Okay, thank you. Okay, Kath's just confirmed that we do have audio and we do have video. So I'll just wait until we get a few more people in here, because yes, I just had to cancel the previous stream. It just cut out as soon as I hit the live button. It didn't go live, but then it's because I'm a pro streamer. Okay, so how are we looking? Everything is fine on that end. So if anyone else can just confirm that everything is running fine. At this stage, my connection looks good. Everything seems to be running okay. Just let me know that yeah, that all looks good. That all looks good. Everything looks okay. So what we're going to do today is we're going to go through my photos from last year. So for those that have been following the live streams, I've set a little challenge for myself to try and, I'm going to enter a competition. I'm going to enter the Pano Awards, and we've gone through and we've captured, I've got a few rules. Number 1 rule was it has to be captured here in Hervey Bay. Rule number 2, it has to be captured in a live stream. Now, I might have to bend my rules a little bit because I captured something that wasn't in a live stream. But then again, look, it's, you know, the more I look at the photo, the more I sort of question whether it is actually worthy. So these are the ones that we've all gone through. Okay, so these are all from our first 10 sessions. Now we've got the next 5 sessions. I'm going to break it down into sessions. This is the next 5. So this was finishing out the year. And again, we got some nice images. We did get some nice images. I'm not going to bore you with going through all of them. I've just done a very quick edit on them. These aren't by any means a full edit. These are just like, there's the raw file. I've just kind of just lifted shadows and brought down highlights, just so we can see what we're dealing with before we edit. Okay, so that's kind of my quick go-to, just highlights down, whites down, shadows up, blacks up, so I can see what's in the image and then decide whether I want to keep editing or not. So this was our first session in the last little bit. And I've gone through and I've marked a few of them. Like I love these images with like the light coming through. I don't like this over here. There's lots of things I don't like about it, so I don't think it's an award-winning one. But I've just marked a couple of potentials. I've stitched together a few of the images. Again, I haven't sort of edited them, so to speak. I've just sort of stitched them together, got them ready so I can see what's in them. Eventually we will sit down and we will edit all of these, and I will do it live. I'll do it in a live stream. It'll probably take an entire live stream to do one image the way I edit. But you know, like most of them, look, they're not going to need a lot of editing. Okay, so that is my goal, is to make sure that we get images that don't need to be edited. They are just nice as it is. G'day Tracy from Burrum, how are you? Welcome, welcome. Hello. Can't wait for this rain to go away. It has been miserable here in Hervey Bay and Burrum Heads recently. Just grey, overcast, wet. The big cyclone fizzled out further north, and we're sort of getting the back end of it. So tomorrow's looking okay. Tomorrow is looking good. So hello and welcome, Tracy. So I will head down to Burrum soon. Burrum is definitely on my plans. I will head down. I'll let you know when I'm on my way. So, or up, I should say, heading up to Burrum. I have a few spots in Burrum that I have one in particular that I'm really hanging to get to. Just again, it's one of those places where the spot that I have lined up need the tides and the wind and everything to be nice. But yeah, look, we will do some trips down to Burrum Heads. I'll probably do a live stream in Burrum Heads eventually. So this was the first session that I kind of did in this batch, okay? And then I had another session. This was a very last minute one. We had this massive storm brew. There was lightning, there was cloud, it was going off. I just grabbed my gear, went down to the beach and just got crappy shots. There was a rainbow up here, which you can just see. You probably won't see it on YouTube, but there was, don't even know if it was a rainbow. I think it has a special name, but there was all this color coming out of the sky. This was a massive storm that came through. There was lightning everywhere. I didn't capture it, okay? I was too late. I can't remember. I had an excuse, but again, like the images that I can't turn them into a pano. I tried stitching a couple of panos together. They were no good. So that mission was a bit of a fail. Okay, so that one, yeah, like by the time the storm had gone, we'd missed all the lightning and everything and just sort of caught the back end of it. This session here was an absolute fail, but turned out to be really nice. We have had a lot of rain. Sounds good. Yeah, I know. The rain is... How's the Burrum River looking? I reckon that's going to be pretty dirty at the moment. When I come down to Burrum, when I do my live stream at Burrum, I want to wait till the water's nice and clean. We're going to show it off so it looks nice. I know we've had a lot of rain. There's been like minor flooding. So I will come down to Burrum once the water clears up, and you know, we've got to show it off so it looks nice. So we will do that. I wouldn't say soon. We'll do it once everything clears up. Might be after cyclone season. So yeah, this session was it was garbage. I'm not even going to try and sugarcoat it. I had one image that was okay, but again, I can't turn it into a pano. I tried stitching a few together. Stitching together seascapes with the flow of the water, it's near impossible to stitch a panorama with a seascape. So they're the sort of shots that I'm going to get out and do some more seascapes very, very shortly. It's going to be very hard to stitch them together just because the waves won't match up. And that was kind of my biggest issue with these. I did a few panos, but we couldn't get the waves to match up. Like it's an okay shot. And then I moved. This was the stream where I moved, and I took you all for a ride in the car, and we went here. And look at that. Now, again, people, that's another thing that I've mentioned, not going to clone anything out of my shots, okay? So if it's in the shot, it's in the shot. I'm not cloning things out. We had people while we had all that epic color. And again, while all that epic color was there, we still had people. So I'm not going to clone them out. As much as I like that sky, again, lots of things I don't like. All these weeds were a bit too weedy. It wasn't nice. They've since mowed that, and it looks a little bit better now. So this is another spot where I will try for some more sessions here. I really want a high tide. This is one of those spots. I want the high tide. I want the water lapping up against the foreshore. So then we don't have all those rocks in the water, and that little mangrove tree will be surrounded by water. So I do want this spot at a high tide. That was an epic sky. Okay, so I picked out one or two that were okay. But I can do better. I know I can do better. Whether I get that sky or not is another thing. We'll get it. We'll get it. We've still got a long time. Okay, so we'll get it. They've mowed that grass. As long as that grass kind of stays under control, with all the rain we've had, it's not going to stay under control. I can tell you that. It is going to be out of control. And then this was the last shot. Just super long exposures. Yeah, look, I love long exposures. I don't think it works here. All the sand, I don't like the sand and the rocks, and just yuck. Okay, sky was good. Foreground, I've even given that one a little bit of a pano just to sort of, I've got to try and cut out as much as that foreground while it's looking like that. If we can get it when it's nice and grassy, it will look nice. Okay, so those shots, yeah, again, they're okay. They're not great. And then back out to my tree. Okay, again, this is when I was starting to get sick of the tree, to tell the truth. So many trips out there. And I find that I'm just taking the same shots. Like, even when I try to mix it up and try and get some of that water in the foreground, then this sort of creeps into the background. It was a good sky. This was the day I did lots of multiple exposures. This is, I did bracketed shots, which I very rarely do, and I'm never going to do it again, to tell the truth. I ended up with so many shots that were just bracketed, and to me, they're a waste. I cannot stand doing bracketed shots anymore. It's a waste of photos. Just expose for your highlights. Maybe do one shot for some foreground if you need it. But yeah, this was sort of bracketed shots over bracketed shots. Don't like all the work involved. Has its time and its place. Not here. This wasn't the time and the place to do it. So again, we had some nice shots. I've kind of, I was sort of getting to that stage where I wasn't really in it with these ones. Again, stitched a couple of panos together. Again, unedited, like things like this, we could crank up the clarity. We could go for a real dark, stormy, moody type look, but I don't like it to start with. And if I don't like it to start with, I'm not going to spend time editing. Now, I could spend hours on this, polishing it and trying to, bring out all the storm clouds and do things, but I don't like them. Okay, so it was another one of those days. This is one of those places where the sky has to do things, and the sky did things. The sky did things on this day. Now look at the difference a sky can make. This is the sky that I have been waiting for so long. I've been waiting for this sky. This is exactly the sky that I wanted. The golden glow off to the left, the clouds all with the nice golden glow, some blue sky, whites, just everything. This is a possibility. The more I look at this, the more I'm starting to accept all of the mangrove roots in the foreground. I think they're unique. It's got a little unique spin to them. I just think there's something about them that might be worth it. And then I took one without them in it. And then I thought, you know what? I actually like the shot with them. Okay, so it's, again, that's with them, that's without them. I love that sky. If I had got that sky with the bird, happy days. So just if we can just confirm that the sound and everything's working okay and everything looks good. I know what's this? The stream's bitrate is lower than the recommended. Let me just have a quick look at. No, everything looks okay. Everything looks okay. I have got it lower than it recommended. I do know that. I just want it to run smoothly. I'm not too worried about the quality of the stream. I just want it to run smoothly. So hopefully everything's running smoothly. I know that the camera may play up. It's just my phone. I've got my phone as a webcam. Pro streamer. So this day, yeah, look, really love that sky. Absolutely love the sky. I got lots of shots with foreground, without foreground. Did like a proper pano. This one I don't mind. Okay, this when things start to creep into my background, I don't mind balancing it out with a bit of background. Okay, so I think that one works. I do like this shot. This one is a potential. All good at my end. Thanks, Tracy. All good. Okay, so this shot I do like. This is, again, this is just a basic pano. I haven't even like checked the horizon's not perfect. We'll go through that when the time comes. I like this shot. I do. Just that is the exact sky I've been waiting for so long. I've waited a whole year for that sky. Those big puffy clouds, the blues, the gold, that's everything that I like. Foreground is my biggest issue with this place. And then we started to lose a bit of color. Again, so much we can do with it, like, you know, just going for a really stormy, grungy. We'll do the editing eventually. I am going to do an edit tonight, so don't get bored straight away. I will do an edit, and what we're going to do is we're going to do multiple edits on one image just to show you exactly what we can do with one image. I just want to get this out of the way first. Let's go through these shots. This was an epic night. This is all part of the same night, okay, that we're in now. And this is where the clouds started to roll in. I've just picked a couple that I liked. Again, I haven't had a good look at them. Lots of color in the sky. It's pretty, but I just prefer the earlier ones with that really nice color. Okay, and then it was after this day that I thought, you know what, I'm done with this tree. I think I've got the shots that I want. I'm done. I do love that the moon started to come into this shot. But again, I still prefer, I think of all of the images, I think this one's probably that one or that one. One of those two are my favorite. I'm not quite sure yet. Which brings us to 2026. So I know I said that it has to be captured in a live stream. This happened, and I've even put them in here. Okay, now they're not perfect. Again, the more I look at them, the more I find things that I don't like about them. But this is what I needed to happen at my tree. I needed a bird to come into the shot. Okay, that's what I've been, you know, when I'd say that something special has to happen for an award-winning shot, it can't just be a pretty sky and a lone tree. Something special has to happen. The more I look at it, the more I think, if only it had spread its wings or flapped its wings or even took off, if it had taken off in front of the tree, that would have been the shot. And now that I've got this, I want to go back out there and I want to get one flying in front of the tree. So there's always that, you know, you can always do one better. It's always that, just I will pick something wrong with every image. Now, as far as the tree goes, this is by far and away my favorite image. I have lots that are kind of a bit more close up. So this one, when he really got up nice and close to me. And I just find that if I turn it into a pano, so the panos have to be a 2x1 at minimum. I don't know. I think this one, making it more about the landscape with a bird in it, rather than making it about both. Okay, I like this one. This was, you know, this was closer to sunset, so we still have a little bit of a golden glow there. I like that the bird's facing away from the tree, because then we get all that side light on the bird, which I love that side light on the bird when it's looking this way. Okay, we lose that side light. So like it's a much better picture of the bird. It's close up, like you can see everything. Like the detail is amazing, but I don't know. This is where I'm going to need help. I'm going to need help with what do people think? Do we go for a proper pano? And then we've still got these ones back here, which I don't mind either. I've blown out the sun, but that's okay. That I'm not too concerned about. Now, this is another possible option, is getting it into like get it right in there. I can deal with that sun. That's you know, blowing out the sun's not the end of the world. I can fix that. I don't mind this either. Okay, but then is the bird too small? Is the bird too small? That's sort of my next issue. You know, like the sun, when it comes to that, that's kind of an easy fix. If we get our radial filter, we'll take our clarity down, take the dehaze down, and, you know, really enhance that sky. There's lots we can do to kind of fix it. I do have multiple I was going for the starburst. The sun was just a bit too bright. But you know, there's things we can do with that sky to fix it. I think what I would probably do is just crop it out altogether, to tell the truth. I think if we try and soften it down and bring it, I think the option would be just to crop it out enough that just getting rid of that blown out bit. I want the tree in the middle, so something a bit more like that. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I think this one here, yeah, I like this. I like that the bird's got the side light on it. I love that golden glow on the side of the bird. I prefer the bird in this shot. I like the way the bird's looking in this shot, but it's, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Just something about this one. This is the one that I keep going back to. I keep looking at it, and that's kind of a sign of how I pick a good photo. If I keep going back to the same photo and looking at it, it's usually the one. Okay? And this is the one I keep going back to. Again, if he had have just flapped his wings, or so close yet so far. But you know, I think as far as it's a very unique shot. And then eventually he walked out in front of the tree. I don't like the pose there. Like, it was exciting to get it. There was a little soldier crab on the ground. It was exciting getting it on, like, YouTube's not going to pick up the detail, but I can see the eyeballs and everything, the feathers, just, yeah. It was a magical moment. It really was. And again, as these shots got later, we started to lose that light. So they're kind of a bit flat, where I just think this earlier one, it needs less work. We've already got that golden glow. And like I said, I really like the golden glow on the side of the bird without doing anything, without adding in light. So that one's probably my favorite, but I didn't capture it on a live stream. And you know, in saying that, another thing that I have sort of read on the Pano Awards in particular, which is the one that I'm going to enter, with the Pano Awards, they do recommend only one shot from each location. So I don't want to submit 2-3 shots of this tree. I'm going to pick one. I'm going to pick one of this tree. I've got a couple of other locations which I'm already happy with. You know, I still think one of the very first shots that I took, which one was it? It was one of these very first shots that I took. You know, again, that's unedited. That's, you know, we can do stuff with that. Okay, so I really like that. Again, I've been out there a few times. I've never had the tide that low that we've got all the sand. And you know, we've got ones. Yeah, look, it's going to be hard. Eventually, we'll pick some. We'll pick some. And again, the astro. I think I've given up on the astro photo, to tell the truth. I don't know if an astro photo is going to work under that tree. Too much light pollution in the background. G'day, Ultimate. How are you? Hello. Welcome. Welcome. So I'm just going through my photos from the last session that I did. Okay, and look, I've got some good photos. This last session was all about the tree. So, you know, I've got lots of nice photos, but if I'm going to be honest, I've got one that I really like, which is this pano, simply for the sky. Okay, again, I don't like my foreground, and I think this one, I'm sort of tossing up between that one and this one. This one I do like this, but is it better than this? That's my dilemma. Where is it? There. I do like this one. No, not that one. This one. I think it's just, yeah, it's definitely, yeah, the light's not perfect. There's a lot about it I don't like, but it's a one in a lifetime shot. You know, I could go out there every day hoping that this egret's going to come back, and it won't. So yeah, it's one of those shots where it's very rare. It's a rare shot to get, so that's why I like it. So what we're going to do now is we're actually going to edit this photo. I'm going to show you exactly how many times we can edit this photo and make it look completely different. So I'm still undecided about whether I will include. I know I'll put the rules on myself that it had to be captured on a live stream, so I don't know if I'm going to enter that shot yet. We'll wait. We've still got a good 6 months before the entries close, so we'll see. I've got so many shots to choose from of that tree. I'm done with it now. I'm done with that. Well, when I say I'm done with it, I'll be back. I'll be back. I will be back, but yeah, I think it's going to be hard to beat this as far as just the rarity of this image. I think the bird shot is much more simple and not as distracting. Yeah, look, I agree, and that's why I want this one in there. Okay, the fact that I didn't catch it in a live stream, this one here, yeah, it's a bit too, like, I love the sky, but you know, if I can get a sky like that over a seascape, then I'll be really happy. Okay, so if I can get this sort of a sky over a seascape with an interesting foreground, or even that sort of sky at my other trees, where we've got reflections, we've got a nice foreground. I think as far as this tree goes, I don't think I'm going to beat this. I just don't think I'm going to beat this. It's simple, it's minimalistic, it's you know, like, let's reset it back to the actual raw file. So there's the real raw file. So all I've really done is crop it. I'll show you quickly what I did. I did a cropped out most of the sand because the sand is just garbage. Did Adobe Landscape, highlights down, shadows up, whites down, blacks up a little bit. Okay, that's pretty much all I've done to it. Now there's a lot we can do, and that's what we're going to do now. Let's have some fun with this image. Just checking the chat. Everything seems to be running okay. The stream's bit rate is lower than the... Yeah, we've gone over that. Okay, so yes, this is so that's essentially the raw file. So what I'm thinking, this is my first thought with this type of image. I probably need to open Photoshop. Hopefully the stream doesn't completely drop out. They are all nice, but your eyes are immediately drawn to where you want it to go. Hope that, yeah, exactly. I know exactly what you mean. I think, yeah, with those other shots, like this one, as far as I'm concerned, this is, I have to enter it. It's as simple as that. I just have to. The hard part is going to be editing it. This is going to be the hard part, is the editing, because we don't have epic color, okay, which in a way is a good thing. I think if we had too much color, it might take away from the image. So I've tried a few different edits, and I think, like, just keeping it simple, like, honestly, radial gradient, bring in the light from this side. I worked on a new video today too. My new video, yeah, this one will be good. Okay, so radial gradient, just enhance that light. Okay, the light is there. We're just going to bring it up a little bit more. Take down my clarity just a tiny bit. Take down the dehaze just a tiny bit, just to give it a bit more of a glow from that side. Add a bit of magenta to get that a bit more orange. And so this is where I'm just going to eyeball on and off. Okay, so I do want that golden glow. It was there. It was definitely there in the shot, because you can see it on the egret before if I just undo that mask. Okay, it's there. The golden glow is on there, but we can't see it in the shot because, you know, I did frame it up so it was out of the shot. Those earlier ones had it in the shot, and it was a fireball. I tried editing these. Let me go back to the raw file for this one as well. Okay, as you can see, it's just completely blown out because the sun was too high. Everything else is super dark. So, like, the sun was there. Just quickly go and... I reckon this one will work better as like an expand type crop. Okay, and again, let's try the adaptive color. Hopefully the stream doesn't drop out because I've just used adaptive color. Okay, adaptive color's done a reasonably good job. Okay, I don't need to bring down the highlights over there. Let's just lift our shadows a tiny bit. Lift down. I don't like the bird. Okay, it's facing away from the tree. I don't like it. I'm not gonna deal with that. This one I love I love it. Okay, I'd prefer it looking at the tree, like in this shot. I do prefer it looking at the tree. And this is, yeah, again, this is the hard part. I've got a couple that I like. This one makes it more about the bird and the tree, but I don't know. I think seeing more of the landscape, I love that the bird is looking at the tree in this shot, but you lose that golden glow on the face, which is, I'm still undecided. I'll change my mind 1,000 times between now and then, but yeah, this one I just like. It's nice. Okay, so dealing with the sky, I've had a bit of a play around and I've thought about like dealing with our sky. Now, my new video coming up is going to be on luminance range and doing multiple exposures and exposure blending. So I won't explain it too much. You can watch my new video. But yeah, basically we're going to do a luminance range. I'm going to select a fair bit of it. I'm going to bring down the exposure a little bit just to sort of balance everything out. Maybe take up the contrast. So this is just to give you some ideas of what we can do. I don't think I'm going to do this, but this is what we can do if we want to. We can sort of just make our sky a bit more moody, which, yeah, already I don't like. I kind of like it before, how it was nice and simple. Now it's going a bit too HDR-ish. Okay, I think simple is better. So if anything, we could probably, with that mask, just dial that mask back and just bring it in a little bit, just a tiny bit, maybe 30 or 40%, just to bring back a little bit of that detail in the sky, somewhere around about there. Again, I don't want to crank up my contrast. I don't know. Contrast is going to boost the color, make it a bit more punchy. But I just, I'm almost inclined to decrease the contrast and go for a real pastel-y look. And this is the dilemma I have. There's so many things I can do. I've been really tempted to reach out to a real photographer. Now, reach out to one of the guys that enters competitions and does it a bit more often. Just to get someone else's thoughts on, what they would do with this image. Because there's so many things that I could do with it. It's just a matter of what do I want to do with it. Like, even if I bring the exposure up by a whole stop, I like that as well. Okay, I don't need to do. Let me show you what most people would probably do. They'd go for that really punchy, horrible HDR-y look. Bring in all the color and like it's all there. It's all there in the file. But I don't know, that's going to the extreme. I think going the other way, going the opposite to what most people would probably do, because I think most people would probably go down that route of bringing back all the detail. I'm thinking of going the opposite way. How much of this did I undo? Let's take that back down. And just making it just... basically doing very little to it. The less I do to it, I think the nicer it looks. I don't want to over process it. Okay, it's just a nice image as it is. That stick there, it annoys me now. I wish I had seen it on the day. I might have gone and moved it, but I don't like moving things. I might have gone and moved it, but yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, so what I'm going to do is let's make a virtual copy. I'm going to make a virtual copy and I'm going to show you how differently we can edit that. So that one that's my original. Here's my copy. So let's just do a couple of edits on this same image and see how different we can make them look. And then sort of sit back and sort of work out which ones we like. I don't want too much sky. Like, I'm almost thinking for this one, let's just try it with a different crop. Let's really just get rid of as much foreground as possible. Let's try that adaptive color again and see what that does. Yeah, adaptive color does a pretty good job. Let's bring down our... All right, I said we were going to over-process this one. Let's just make it look horrible for starters. I can't do it. I can't do it. Okay, so what we'll do is, let's start with our sky first. I like the bird. Bird's got plenty of detail in it. I like that golden glow, so let's try warming it up. Let's try adding a bit of colour back into it. Let's just warm it up. Add a bit of magenta. That'll make the gold a bit more gold. Lift our shadows a little bit. Now it's too gold. Okay, let's deal with our sky and see what we can do with our sky. I can't stand this sky replacement, but this is a good idea just to give you ideas. My stream may crash as soon as I use this AI garbage. Okay, so let's just bring that sky down and see what happens. Bring up some contrast. I'm going to take up my clarity a little bit, take up the dehaze a little bit, just to see what we can sort of pull out of that sky. See, already it's just looking, I don't know, it just doesn't look right. It's one of those images that it just, the more I mess with it, the worse it tends to get. Actually, I didn't want to do that. I want to do that. Let's try bringing in some more light. I definitely want light coming in from this side, but I don't want to overcook it. Okay, let's make that a bit of a glow. So there's the original, and there's what we've done to it. So sometimes it's just not worth bringing all that detail back in the sky. We don't need all that detail in the sky. Then it just kind of distracts us from our subjects. We've got two subjects in that. You know, then we kind of lose the tree in the sky. We lose the bird in the sky. I think by keeping it, you know, basically unedited, makes it look a bit nicer. I don't want to overcook it. I really don't. So let's dial that back a bit. Let's dial this one back a bit as well, and just bring it in just a little bit. This is the good thing with the masking. With the masking, you can just use your slider, so you know that's with no effect at all. We can take that all the way down so you don't see it. Then just kind of, you know, sometimes it is worth pushing it to its limit, and then just slowly bringing it back. Yeah, see, I just think minimal works better with this type of image. The foreground, I don't like how bright that foreground is, so I might just darken it down just a tiny bit. Just darken that down just a bit. Get the focus back in the middle a bit more. Are you taking the kids to school, to the movies? Yeah. All right. Enjoy the movie. All right. I'll see you later. All right. Kids are off to the movies. Nearly my bedtime. The kids are just going out. So yeah, just by darkening that foreground a little bit, it'll just bring our eye a bit more into the middle. And again, I probably overcooked it, so just subtly bring it up somewhere around about there. Yeah, I don't want to include color. It's just one of those images I don't think I need to bring in too much color. So again, if we go back to the original, and then yeah, I still prefer the original. I prefer the softer colors of the original rather than bringing in all that extra detail. I think all that extra detail is taking it away from the image. I want it to be minimal. I do. Trust me, I've spent a lot of time on this image just trying to get it right, and yeah, I don't want to bring in all that sky. So I think that I am just going to sit on it again. Now, which crop do I like better? That's the next question. Which crop do I like better? I'm going to reset that. Let's reset that. you know what, I'm actually going to remove the copy. Going back to the original. Going back to the original. Let's just try it with a different crop. Let's go a bit more, just looking at my foreground. I don't need that much sky. See, I think even that looks better. The longer you look at it, the more changes you will try. Exactly, and I keep going back to my original. Like, that is where I want it. I want to keep it just minimal. I don't want to keep editing. And the more, you know, sometimes you'll keep editing an image and it will get better and better. The more you edit it, you'll start to bring out detail and you'll bring in color and you'll, you know, start to bring out texture. This image here, it's one of those ones where I don't need to do all of that to it. It's already nice. And the more I bring out, the more I get distracted from our subjects, which is the tree and the bird. So, you know, an image like this, if we go to this one, this is what my new video is on. My new video that I'll be dropping soon is on this one. Let's have a look at our raw file. Okay, so this one, you know, we need to bring out detail. Okay, the tree's completely dark, so we need to bring out detail. We need to bring out color in the sky. We don't have a bird in it. So then I've sort of, you know, that's not the finished edit. That's just a quick starting point, but that sort of gives you an idea of, you know, they're the sort of images where I do want to get detail out of it. It's, you know, exposed for the highlights, and then we bring back our shadow. Where this one here, it's a perfect exposure. Like it is perfectly exposed as it is. We don't need to bring out detail. It's all there. So yeah, I don't know how I'm going to go about. I think that's it. Honestly, just the only thing I am a little bit unsure about is the bird looking away. I do, as I mentioned before, I do like the pose where the bird's looking towards the tree, like that. But again, I think just simply because it's a nature panel awards, I think I want to make it more about the landscape than about the bird. Like this shot, you know, I could easily print this out, put it on my wall, be very happy with it. Okay, so that's an image that would easily sell. I think it's fine, but I think just for entering a competition, especially the Pano Awards, I just think this one might be, yeah, I don't know. It's a good problem to have. It's a good problem to have. And look, now that I've got, like, I had a couple of shots where they were flying off. I want to get one in flight now. So I haven't, like, you know, I'm not sold on this image. And that's why I don't want to spend too much time on it either, because I might get a better shot. I might be kidding myself, but I might get a better shot. Who knows? We might have an osprey come and feed on a fish that's washed up. We might get a turtle out there having a rest. The egret might come back and then decide to spread its wings for me. Who knows? So at this stage, that is, I love that shot. I do. I love it. I will probably print this myself as a big pano, put it up on the wall behind me. I don't think I'm going to get a shot like that again. So yeah, very, very happy with that shot. The bird is saying my right side is my best profile. Yeah, exactly. It is. It's like the light. It's the bird sort of said, no, you need to get me from this angle because then you get the side light on my face. And I get it. I get it. Where this way, yeah, his face is kind of hidden. Like it's like, yeah, like it's a much better shot of the bird, this one. It's he's closer to the camera. I'm zoomed in more. It's a better shot of the bird, but I think this one's just a better overall image. I love the minimalisticness of it. Okay, there's no negative space in it. There's something going on everywhere. Like even up here, like, you know, you look at the raw file and it's just perfectly exposed. Okay, we haven't blown our highlights, we haven't blown our shadows. Like it's just, everything is just there. So we don't need to do much to it. Okay, it's just, I will probably fix this cloud here. If I was being really picky, people might argue that that cloud looks blown out, which I know it's not blown out. So, you know, maybe touch up that cloud a little bit just to sort of show that it's not blown. But again, that's sort of where I don't want to, like, it's a white cloud. It didn't have any color in it. It is just a white cloud. So I'd probably do a bit of it. That's where I'd take it into Photoshop. Take it into Photoshop, you know, expose for that cloud, blend that cloud into the final shot. But, you know, we'll do that later. That's, if I don't get a better shot, that's when we'll really spend some time on it and tidy up. I don't need to tidy it up. It's good. So anyway, what else was I going to say? Going forward this year, I do want to really mix it up this year. I don't know how many more of these sort of streams I'm going to do. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get people to start submitting photos. So I want people to, for the people that are in the Discord, I will put something in the Discord eventually, and we'll get people to, if you want me to edit a photo. So if you have a photo that you're unsure about, and you just want to see my spin on it, okay? I'm not going to make it better. I'm not going to magically make it better. But if you want to see my spin on one of your photos, I'm going to get people to start submitting photos to me. I'll give them a little bit of a critique. I'm not going to, look, I'm not harsh. I think every photo is nice, okay? As they say, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. So, you know, I'm not here to tell people that, you know, you should have done this or you should have done this. I'll just give you some ideas of things that you can do next time, okay? Next time I go out here, I'll get the bird in flight, you know, and things like that, you know, I think that I understand how hard it is to get some of these shots, because we just recently had, one of the girls in the Discord had this fantastic photo out at Pelican Bank. And it's easy to look at the photo and say, you know, you could have done this, you could have included more water. Without actually being there and seeing what's going on, it's very hard to tell people what they should have done. And that's why I don't enter competitions, okay? It's, you know, steer clear of competitions, because people will find faults in your photo. They won't try and find things that are wrong with it. So I'm sort of, you know, when it comes to critiquing people's photos, it's going to be more just giving you ideas of things that you can do to just do something different, okay? So, you know, that's what it's all going to be about. So, yeah, don't think you're going to submit a photo and get it ripped to shreds like some people do. I'll just sort of give you some ideas on things to look for from my point of view. And you got to remember that, you know, there's plenty of people out there that don't like my images. I get it. I understand there's lots of people out there that don't like my images. You know, there's lots of images out there that I don't like that are award-winning images, and that's just the reality of it. We don't all like the same thing. So if you want to see my spin on one of your photos, we'll do that soon. I will start with the Discord. I'll get some of the people in our Discord to submit some photos. Eventually, I will open up the Discord to everybody. Discord is a great place. It's a happy place. Discord is a happy place. We don't have trolls in there yet. Once I open up to the public, look out. Have you tried applying the sunset sky mask? As in like a preset, the sunset preset. As in over here. I don't use presets. I have tried like creating a sky select. But yeah, I don't like the way, and my new video, stay tuned for the new video, I'll sort of go through why I don't like the sky select. But yeah, look, like I said, I just, the more I sort of deal with my sky, the less I like it. So yeah, the preset. I know that, look, the presets are great. I've tried them all. There's a couple in there that I don't mind, but yeah, I prefer to put my own spin on it, if that makes sense, rather than using a preset. Because every image is, like, presets are great when you're starting out and you're not quite sure which way to take your image. Presets can be good. So let's just, you know, if we go over here to, I'm going to hit the adaptive, stream might drop out. The camera will freeze as soon as I touch this adaptive thing. Let's just apply, so you look at that. I'm sorry. And this is why I steer clear of presets. So I'm going to stop that. It'll kill the stream. I hate AI. Don't get me started on AI. I hate bloody AI. Every time Adobe do an update, it's an AI update, and it shits me. We do have these ones down here, don't have AI in them. Let's just see what I'm scared to see what it's going to do to my image. It's done nothing so far. I think, do I have to reset it? God, it's been that long since I've used a preset. Let me reset this image. God, I reckon the AI is destroying everything. It has. As soon as I click that AI thing, it's... My preview down here is reset. Buddy, Adobe, if you're listening, let me turn off all the AI crap. I don't like it. It slows everything down. I don't want to spend thousands of dollars on a new computer. I want to use my computer until it dies. See, it has. It's frozen. I swear, as soon as I touch AI, Adobe, sort your shit out. Now I'm going to have to reset Lightroom. Bear with me. That's my issue with AI. AI just sucks the life out of everything. Sucks the life out of me. Bloody AI garbage. Just give us a button to turn it off. I know, you know, you don't have to click on it, and it's... I'm blaming you up and about. You made me click on AI just to look at a preset. But yeah, look, if we go to the other presets, there are some good presets in there. If you steer clear, so that one there, yuck. Some of them are okay. But look, the good thing about presets is they will give you some ideas of how not to edit your images. There are some good ones. I'm just being a bit. There are some good ones. Autumn, let's go for added. That's... Oh, up and about. I'm blaming you for these presets. Yeah, they're garbage. Okay, yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, look, I do recommend people... Yeah, see, look, the stream just dropped out then. Let me just give it a minute. The stream just completely died. It's... Hopefully you can still hear me. I'm just going to wait for it to catch up again. Let me just check what everything's doing. Dropped frames, 800 dropped frames. Okay, if anyone's still there, I've just shut down Lightroom. This is what happens when I do anything AI related. Is the AI, it accesses the internet and it literally just sucks the life out of the internet. The amount of times. Okay, hopefully we're back. Hopefully we're back. Let me just, yeah. Let me just give it a minute. Open widget. Stream health is poor. Yes. Poor stream health because okay, we should be coming back very shortly. We should be coming back very soon. Okay. Are we back? Are we back? Just going to give it a minute to catch up. Sorry about this. I blame up and about. Up and about. Don't ever let me touch AI in a live stream. Stream settings. Okay, we've still got 4 people in. We've got 4 very patient people in here waiting. I might finish up the stream soon anyway. I'll just quickly wait and see if it comes back. Okay, we're back. We're back. We're back. Hopefully everything's running well. Again, up and about. Don't bloody make me use AI. Okay, so there's firsthand why I cannot stand AI. It just, everything, and not just live streaming, it just kills the internet. It is evil and it should not exist. And Adobe, switch that shit off. Let me switch it off. Stop adding AI updates to all your programs. It is really annoying. Okay, I'm going to attempt to reopen Lightroom. Let's see what happens. Okay, so there, clip that and send it to frickin' Adobe. It's yeah, it's AI. It is 100. I've tested it, and I know the second I touch any sort of AI crap in either Lightroom or Photoshop, there goes the internet. And I think, you know, to be fair, it's not just it's AI in general, because I think DaVinci Resolve does the same thing. I'm not even game to attempt to open DaVinci Resolve. Because I know that can sort of kill the internet. Because a lot of the times I sit here and I watch the cricket. I'll have the cricket streaming, or I'll have something streaming. You know, sometimes I'll just be listening to music, and the second I touch anything AI, the cricket drops out, the music drops out. It's shit. I do need a new computer. I do, but yeah. So where were we? We were talking about people submitting photos, I think. I've lost my edit that I did to that one, but that's okay. Like, I know what I'm going to do to it eventually. I'm going to sort of, yeah, I know what I'm going to do. I'm not going to do much to it. We'll do it if I don't get a better image, and that's the thing. We'll see what happens. We might get a better photo. We won't, but we might. Got to be hopeful. Okay, but yeah, so far that's that one. Okay, so hopefully we're back. And now for my next trick. No more tricks. No more tricks up and about. Stay away. Stop. Don't you submit a photo. If you submit a photo, I'll AI it for you. So then you don't get to see what I've done to it. So no, that's what I was talking about. Yes, I do want people to start submitting some photos. Just look, you know, I don't know how interesting it is for people to watch me talk about my own photos. So I think it just, to make things a bit more interesting, yeah, get people to send in photos to me. So for the people that are in here that are in the Discord, I will mention it in the Discord. We'll probably do a stream. I prefer to be out, to tell the truth. That's why I haven't done one of these for ages. I want to be out taking photos, not sitting here on a computer dealing with AI. I want to go out, capture photos like this that I don't have to edit. That's what I want to be doing. But on the rainy days, and that's why I'm streaming from inside now, we're going to have rainy, crappy days. You know, I know we live in Queensland where it's, you know, most of the time it's perfect, especially now that we're coming into cyclone season, storm season. We could have a few wet, rainy days where I need to be inside. Yes, AI is very frustrating, Ultimate. It's let's just go out and take photos and not edit our photos at all. I think that's the best way to do it. AI is frustrating. I just try not. The only one, to be honest, the only AI that I do use, and I do use it a fair bit, is the denoise. The denoise is magic, especially shooting at high ISO. I use that for my wildlife shots. And back in the days when I was doing weddings, that would have been a lifesaver. That would have been an absolute lifesaver, because some of those dimly lit chapels and you know, receptions when all the lights are off, and you know, yeah, noise was always an issue shooting indoors, dimly lit places. What I would have given to have denoise back in the day. I probably wouldn't have deleted half of my photos. But that's probably as far as my AI goes, is the denoise, because that is bloody fantastic. I will give that one to Adobe. But then again, I just use Topaz if Adobe didn't have it. I think I might wind it up there. Is there anything else I was going to say? I just want to get out and take photos. I really don't enjoy sitting here anymore. I don't enjoy the editing side. I like doing it on images that are nice. And that's why I just sort of tend to just give them a very quick edit these days. I literally just, I apply my preset. I have this preset here, depending on which lens I'm using. I'm using my wide angle. I use the 14 to 35. My wildlife, I've got a couple there, whether I've got the extender in. Occasionally I do a HDR just to see the detail that's in it before I start my proper editing. But yeah, I just apply one of these presets, and then once I sort of see what I'm dealing with, like this one, then I will spend more time on just editing that one image. Okay, if I was applied the preset to that, okay, you can sort of see that it's just brilliant. Matt watches this back. We might go windsurfing tomorrow. It's looking okay. Don't tell Kath, but Kath's out taking the kids to the movies. We might go windsurfing tomorrow, and possibly a live stream tomorrow night. We've got the high tide coming in around sunset. I want to start doing more seascapes. I want to move away from the trees. I've done enough out on the trees and the mud flats. I want to get out. Looks like the stream's about to drop out again. So I will wind it up there. Hopefully tomorrow night out in the wild doing a real stream, and away from the computer. I'm going to wind it up. The stream's doing all sorts of weird things, so let's close that down. So thank you to everyone who did join in, except Up and About. You can take your AI suggestions and don't come back. Nah, look, good to have everyone in there. So yes, Up and About. We will catch up one of these days. We will catch up. I think we keep missing each other just a little bit. So thank you to everyone that was in here. Stay tuned. I'm going to change the way I do these live streams. I want to start editing other people's photos so then I don't get bored of looking at my own. So thank you, and let's get rid of this AI garbage, and hopefully next time you see me I will be out taking photos, and soon it'll be with Ultimate. So Ultimate, we're going to get you out there. You need to show people how to take dog photos, and not me. We need to hear it from the master. All right, that's it. I'm going to finish. Thank you and good night.